A few students I've worked with, there's this thing where air is leaking out of the sides of their mouth. Your embouchure is not as strong as it needs to be right in here. You know, one of the beautiful things about overtones, the practice of overtones, is what it will do for these important embouchure muscles. A few students I've worked with recently, some of my USC students and others, there's this thing where air is leaking out of the sides of their mouth. I actually find it a little bit challenging to demonstrate, but I'll try. It's kind of like... I don't know if you can hear that, but the air is leaking out the side. This could be maybe if you played clarinet before you played saxophone. It could be equipment. It could just be, more than likely though, your embouchure is not as strong as it needs to be right in here in these muscles. So a couple of things that you can do to help with that. One is, without the saxophone at all, when you're driving or you're in the shower, whenever you're not around other people, you don't want to be embarrassed, try smiling as wide as you can and then close your lips. So like a super wide smile. Ready? Like this, and then close your lips. I can't do it and talk about it at the same time, but like this, and hold it, and you should start to feel a burn here. If you don't feel a burn after 15 seconds or so, you're not smiling wide enough. But that's something you can do just to start exercising, strengthening those muscles. The other thing is, so YouTube has brought it to my attention that over 70% of the people watching my videos are not subscribed to my channel. So if that's you, maybe check below. You might think you're subscribed and you're not. Consider subscribing. It helps the channel, helps me, it helps the videos I make reach you. It's a win-win. Thanks. The other thing is overtones, long overtones. So performing overtones as long tones, specifically those upper partials. So like I'm playing a B flat overtone series. So you've got low B flat, then you've got octave B flat. Let's call that the first partial. I don't know if that's the right nomenclature, but you know what I mean. So the octave, then the fifth, then the second octave. Let's see. So the octave, the fifth, the second octave, then the third, so D, what's equivalent to our palm D, then the fifth, our high F, and then the sixth one up would be a flat 7, an A flat. And I find those top three are what amounts to our D, F, and A flat to be the most beneficial. And I know that's, you know, it requires first being able to get up there in the first place. So you have to work your way up. And just a steady diet of, you know, 3, 4, 5 minutes. I'm not going to say the numbers beyond 5. That many minutes a day of just playing, and, you know, starting with the octave with that middle B flat. Making sure that all the air is going into the horn and none of it's leaking out the side. So, you know, maybe if you've played clarinet or something, you might have an embouchure that's wider, and this can allow you to say, well, I'm going to focus that air more. You know, instead of like this, it's, oh, I'm kind of pushing the air conically, like through something like the shape of this, like thinking of that. I mean, that's kind of redundant because you're doing it through a mouthpiece. So I don't know if that's helpful, but the overtones are just, I mean, I could go on and on about them. I haven't actually mentioned them in a video in a long time, so I thought it'd be worth re-mentioning. It's just such a, you know what, it's an important part of my practice, and to be honest, it's an important part of my practice that I've let slide a little bit of late. I've let it go just because I've got so many other things happening, you know, life be life. When in doubt, just play some overtone long tones. It's like such a wonderful, people talk about all this stuff like breath work and everything. Some people are into, if you play the saxophone, we've got built-in breath work. I'm talking to myself. This is a meditative tool if we allow it to be. We need to allow it to be.